We're going to break down an early PPR mock draft starting from the 1 and 2 spot. What is the strategy that you have to keep in mind if you're drafting early? We're going to show you, and let's get right to it. The number 1 pick in the 2021 Fantasy Football PPR mock. All right, so I'm on the clock now. There might be a lot of debate about who to take number 1. To me, there's no debate, honestly. At this point, there's only one player in mind, and that is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I agree. It's Christian McCaffrey, no doubt about it. And then I think number 2 is, no doubt about it, Dalvin Cook. He was awesome last year. I know week 16 he wasn't great, but he was overall awesome.
And some people might talk about Derrick Henry based on his ridiculous rushing numbers. But again, when is he going to break down? That has to be a concern. I know Cook's had injuries, but still. Barkley seems a little risky. Man, the computer has Barkley at number 5. That's a little surprising.
Yeah, I would take Barkley at 5 every time. Wow, Chubb at 4. So I have an interesting decision here. I obviously really like Cam Akers here. I like Austin Eckler. I'm not usually a running back guy, but I think I'm going to go running back here. It's full PPR. I'm going to go with Austin Eckler. I know I'm going to leave Cam Akers for you. I'm going to let you have Cam Akers.
All right, so let's talk. What do you do? Running back, wide receiver, you got your choices. You're at the number 1 spot. You're going to take a running back, right? There's no question about that. Now, here's one thing I want to entertain is, do you take a wide receiver? Well, okay, right now the top receivers, maybe Stephon Diggs. Is he going to repeat what he did last year? Maybe. He's probably the only receiver I would take at this spot. What are the running backs left? If I don't take a second running back now, what's going to be left by the time I get to my 4th and 5th round pick? Not very much. Look, we've talked about it on our breakout running backs, our second-year running back videos. We love DeAndre Swift and Cam Akers. Who's my boy? It is Cam Akers, so I'm taking him. But now I have 2 running backs. I want to talk about the fact that you could take a receiver. What about a tight end? Travis Kelce is gone. Not a surprise there. Do you take a chance on a guy like George Kittle right here and thinking he might put up the same numbers he did? I don't think he gives you quite the huge advantage that Kelce does, and there are some question marks in San Francisco. So I'm going to stick with the safer pick, and that's Stephon Diggs. But that leaves Kittle for you.
Yeah, it does. I love the Diggs pick. I would have taken him if you didn't. But I think now, to me, taking an early tight end, especially in a 1 tight end league, is a huge advantage. Getting either Kittle, Waller, or Kelce. And since I already have 2 running backs, and there's, Evans, Godwin, none of these running backs, I do like Allen Robinson, but they're not really jumping off the page. So I'm going to go with George Kittle here. Which is weird. I think this might be one of the few drafts where I have no wide receivers in the first 3 picks. That's pretty rare for me.
That just goes to show draft slot does matter. You're usually Mr. 0 RB, and now you have 0 wide receivers. But again, number 2, you're not taking a wide receiver.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't. But now you can. Oh, I was really hoping Keenan Allen would still be there. That hurt. The computer sniped me. Let me move this up so I can look a little more. DJ Moore, Robert Woods, Juju. Ah, man. None of these receivers, but I'm not going running back here. I think I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp with Matthew Stafford. I think Cooper Kupp's going to have a monster year with Stafford. He's going to be my first wide receiver taken.
All right, so I'm kind of glad the way it's turned out that I got to wait until the end of the 4th round, and I still have one of the elite tight ends available, and that's Darren Waller. So I'm jumping on him, and then that leaves me another pick, so I can grab my 2nd receiver, or do I take a 3rd running back? Well, look at the names here. I could take a chance on a rookie. Again, we're drafting here way before the NFL draft, so do I know where Javonte Williams is going to go? No. Do I believe in David Montgomery? No. Kareem Hunt doesn't quite have the upside. I can wait on any of those guys. So let's go for receiver. You know what? I have a feeling that Juju, wherever he winds up, he's going to be the guy. I love me some Juju. I'm going to take him.
Getting Darren Waller in the 4th is pretty crazy. I don't think that's going to happen very often. Actually, I can't believe Terry McLaurin is this low, and I missed him. And I'm kind of glad he's still there because I actually like Terry McLaurin more than Cooper Kupp. So I got to go with my boy Terry McLaurin here in the 5th round.
Yeah,
I'm actually liking this draft, considering how long I waited on wide receiver. I'm actually feeling pretty good about it so far.
Well, here's the question. Is there as big a separation at receiver as there are the other positions? I think grabbing an elite tight end, one of those top 3-4 guys, if you consider Mark Andrews still part of that, I think that's going to be huge. You still have to do it. And I know in some leagues, if you're in a little more experienced leagues, like some of our endgame viewers, these quarterbacks might not go as early, but in a lot of leagues, those top guys will. I'm kind of surprised to see Trevor Lawrence going in the 6th, 5th round. I'm not sure if that'll happen in real life.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some good quarterbacks on the board. Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen. No need to take a quarterback this early, in my opinion. I'm going to grab a wide receiver here who I think is being very undervalued as we head into 2021, and that's Courtland Sutton as my wide receiver 3. This guy's a top 20 wide receiver, and he's been forgotten about because he had that injury last year, but I think he's going to be, have a great 2021. Whether it's Drew Lock or not, I don't think it matters.
Absolutely agree with that. Wide receiver, just mentioned Trevor Lawrence. I think that is going to come back in a big way, and that's DJ Chark. I know he's one of our bounce back candidates. If you check out that video, I think he's going to bounce back. Maybe he may not be what he was a year prior. Maybe not necessarily a top 15 fantasy receiver, but I feel pretty good about him as my 3rd receiver. And now I have another pick. Look, I got my tight end. I'm still waiting on quarterback. So what running backs do I like? Taking a chance on a rookie, maybe. Sorry, not this early. I'm going to go with Raheem Mostert because, what? I think he's still going to have a good enough role. And I like that offense enough that I feel like any running back who has a feature role, as long as Mostert can stay healthy, will be valuable.
Yeah, I almost took Mostert over Sutton. I do like Mostert there. You know what? I think I am going to go with a quarterback here simply because this league, the way we're drafting, it's 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and only 1 flex. So, we're already drafting our bench, but I'm going to forego my bench a little bit to get an elite quarterback. I think last year we're starting to see that these elite quarterbacks are becoming more and more valuable. There's not as they separate themselves more than they have in years past. So I'm actually going to draft Deshaun Watson here in the 7th round, which I usually don't take a quarterback this early, but I think in this format, getting the top 3 quarterback is a good move here.
Now let me ask Deshaun Watson, if he's a Jet next year, you still taking him at this point?
I don't care where Deshaun Watson plays. It can't be worse than what he had with Bill O'Brien in Houston. Adam Gase isn't the head coach of the Jets anymore, so I'm okay with it. All right, so now I get to bolster my bench a little bit. Any running backs I like, who I think. I mean, we talked about Michael Carter, potentially. Tariq Cohen could bounce back. Tavis Murray. There's a lot of handcuffs there. What do we got? All right, Jarvis Landry, he's a guy. Tyler Boyd, another guy I feel is always undervalued. I'm going to grab Tyler Boyd here. Joe Burrow should be back at least by week 2 or 3. I think Tyler Boyd, he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in fantasy.
Absolutely, definitely. Now, you mentioned Joe Burrow. I'm tempted. I was really hoping one of those guys I didn't really expect to be left for me, but Dak Prescott and Josh Allen are off the board. I can get my quarterback now because I've got my tight end. I've got 3 running backs and receivers. I'm going to go not with Joe Burrow just because Justin Herbert's still on the board. He is for sure going to be ready week 1. New coaching staff there. Got to love what he brings to the table. So Herbert makes me feel pretty good. And at this point, you know what? At this point, I'm going to go with another running back just because the depth is going to get a lot thinner at that position than a receiver. So I'm going to take a chance at a rookie, Michael Carter. And, I would have loved Javonte Williams, but I think Michael Carter could be a playmaker worth taking a chance on.
Yeah, well, we talked about him in our rookie running back rankings. He has tons of upside. But I'm going to go with another wide receiver here, and that's CeeDee Lamb, who I don't think will actually make it this far in most drafts, but there he is. I'm going to scoop him up. I definitely need to start thinking about running backs. I went running back, and I haven't picked one since. Went back to my old wide receiver ways, so I'm probably going to have to look at running back here. the thing is, when you get to these running backs, it's just none of them, like, you just don't really want to draft any of them, right? You almost just have to draft one, but you don't want to.
Yeah, it's so tough, especially now before the NFL draft, trying to project. And, we do a lot of best ball leagues. And if you do best ball, of course, you do it all preseason. You don't just wait till before, the season starts. And so you do some right now when you have no idea where these rookies are going to land. And those rookie picks wind up being sometimes league winners. And so I have no idea if Carter's going to be valuable. You have no idea who's going to land where, but you take a chance on the talent.
Yeah, I agree. You take a chance on the talent. These running backs. I think I'm going to go with Latavius Murray. I think we're going to see a little more of him next year if Drew Brees does indeed retire, and we know he's got a lot of upside if Alvin Kamara ever doesn't play. So I'm just going to shoot for that handcuff. We only have you have 3 more picks. I only have 2 more picks. So,
all right, in this league, we're not going to bother with kickers or defense, right? We don't need to worry about that.
No.
All right, so in this format, only going to take 1 quarterback. Not going to worry about a backup because we're shallow enough. We don't have to do that. I'm going to take a guy with tons of upside. You got Cortland Sutton. I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy. Love him. Again, got to cut these rookies some slack based on how things were last season. I think he's just going to develop further. Already such a polished route runner. Don't know who the quarterback's going to be for Denver. Maybe it's Trey Lance. Maybe it's somebody else. Who knows? I gotta love my dog.
Was that a baby? There's some. Oh, it's your dog. That was
That's
like something you haven't told us, Pierre.
I'm getting all excited about these players. No. All right. And let's keep looking here. I don't think I need to pick a backup tight end. Is it worth picking a backup tight end in this kind of a league? If so, there's still plenty of talent out there. I'm going to go with another receiver here just because I like the depth. You know what? Let's go with Chase Claypool. Definitely a playmaker.
Yeah, crazy that Claypool's still on the board, actually. I don't think we're going to see that in most leagues. I think I got to bolster my running back a little bit. Can I scroll? I don't know why my computer will not scroll this. I can only see so. See, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here because I can only see so far down. Actually, let me look at the rookies. I'm going to take a chance like you did on your rookie. I'm going to take a chance on Kylan Hill. We talked about him. He's got a lot of upside if he lands in the right spot. I think we had him as number 5, our number 5 rookie running back. I'm going to take a chance on him.
Yeah, and if you get a guy who's a good receiver out of the backfield, there's a lot of potential there for the fantasy world.
And then I don't know how this happened, but Brandon Ayuk, here we go. Brandon Ayuk is still on the board. I don't think you're going to get Brandon Ayuk in this round very often, so I'm going to take Brandon Ayuk in my last pick and feel pretty good about that.
We got this far and you hadn't sniped me, but there you go. Brandon Ayuk is a guy I was looking at last round. And I was also looking to back up my tight end. Well, there you go. Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, all these guys I was looking at, TJ Hawkinson, they're all gone. I should have taken my backup tight end sooner. I'm not worried too much about it because I have Waller, but still. Don't wait too long. I have that mistake of waiting too long sometimes on a quarterback. I am going to go with a guy I'm surprised is still available considering some of the other tight ends taken, Dallas Goedert. Yeah. Why not? He's going to be the starting tight end probably in Philadelphia. I don't think Ertz is going to be back. So very good value there.
Yeah, good draft. I like it. Drafting from the early position is pretty nice. Hopefully you all get early spots in your drafts.
So pros and the cons, of course, the number one benefit, having the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick, you're going to get an elite running back, God willing, health. Those guys actually stay healthy like Barkley and McCaffrey this year, but that's so crucial to have that bell cow running back. All right, guys, we'll be doing these mocks all throughout the preseason, before and after the NFL draft, to give you an idea of what it might look like, but also some of our thoughts on strategy drafting from the early, middle, and late slots. Check out those videos. Give us a thumbs up if you approve, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.